Okay, yeah, so anyway, I got a big bank account. It never runs out. They keep replenishing it. How did I do that? Somebody on the other side was responsible for inventing a basic income, hooked it up. Basic income yucked it up. Yeah, they're responsible for giving everybody about an allowance a month. But we modified that amount because my dad and mom, as I said, work for the United States Treasury Department. Yes, they do right now in this moment. My father and mother were supposed to decide how much my allowance was, and it's more than $50. It's not more than $50 right now, but it once was, and it's all at their discretion. That's what I had a problem with. That the entire time they could have helped me out more. Could have helped me better. And the story is America's story. That all these people needed money to stay at hotels, and we're told, nope. So I have a perfect bank account, what the IRS investigators study and call an angel bank account, or maybe a Jesus bank account. I've heard it called before. And they said, your mom and dad are able to affect our electrical fields, and so we don't want to mess with you. Your family is sort of aliens in our country. And so I'm wondering, where's that tipping point? Where's that event horizon? Where I can pull back the veil behind the blinds and go, here I am, you guys. You knew it all along. I was here. I'm having some fun being observed. Wondering when's the great reveal. Mom and Dad know. Yeah, he was the guy. He was like, here's what I'm doing. I don't have any resources or connections. I used to be surrounded by TV screens, computers. Yeah, this is real. I'm worth about $100 million, and the Roswell Police Department stole it. And so my family wants to use the case as leverage, knowing that at some point during the next 4 years, my story will be made national. They'll make my story national level. Yeah. Watch it on TV, go into details, do an interview, sit down and tell all. Well, basically, as IRS agents understand it, these families abuse the children and they give them perfect bank accounts. Perfect bank accounts, and then tell the children, you can do anything you want with your money. And then maximize the amount the allowance is. That's not fair if mom and dad always were sitting on $100 million. They're being very manipulative of the children. That's why they're doing that. And so there's something else going on with money itself in the United States when you make that realization. Start questioning things again. A return to simplicity. What even is money? No, I'm being serious. A lot of people are going to hate it. And I was in the background and needing details to be told about this story with some attention. Yeah, the neglect is what led to our demise collectively. So we're collected together, we're standing to have a time travel program reset the year with the perfect Jesus bank account. Everything's electrical. That's what I was getting at. You wouldn't let me finish. We're gonna reset the year back to zero. If a person's so good with their hacking digital capabilities, I don't know who I have to argue with over here. Mom and Dad is who I have to argue with. They're in my head all the time. They're like, we own the United States police. We own the United States government. And Santa Rosa is one of the most expensive cities to live in after you're homeless, as if to prove a point that their allowance was the only thing controlling my entire life. And now get you to imagine that the allowance is controlled by the United States for a lot of people with what we call the fixed basic income. And then they're going to switch over to Bitcoin based on my account specifically, my Roswell incident. Basically, I had a computer. Yeah, I know what happened. They love me. So they confiscated my possessions. And they said, if anything ever happens one day, go talk to this guy. And we'll say, we have no idea what happened to your possessions. That's the Roswell incident. Well, you can hack into the electrical grids. I went into detail earlier. I do not want to do it again because it's 9/11. And that's stuff that you do not want to get into. When you start saying, there were no hijackers. Somebody hacked the software and took control of the autopilot. Same thing in Virginia. Somebody took control of that one and said, look what I can do today. Ha 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 ha! And crashed that one. And then took control of a cruise missile from a Air Force base nearby and crashed it into the Pentagon. It was not an airplane at the Pentagon. Somebody took control of a Tomahawk cruise missile from a nearby Air Force base. I only heard it from one other person. There's 5 people in the United States of America that are on that level. And most of the other people believe the gobbledygook they hear out of the television. It was clearly a missile and not an airplane at the Pentagon. Walk around like Christ on this planet. Have no filter, just explain it like it actually is. As if your computer is the key. Here's what the United States government knows. Here's all the secrets. Because that's what your mom and dad have. That's why they're using your case as leverage. They decided they weren't pleased with the way it was handled by the police in Roswell. You have a perfect case. And they know it, and that's why you haven't been interviewed. And now they're a little bit more sorry they made you homeless. And every day that goes by that nobody helps me get a house or a car, I earn restitution money with Bitcoin. That's what I think. In the future, there'll be a big payday. And they'll say, see what you went through on cameras? We watched the entire time. Yeah, they'll say, see what you went through on camera? We watched the entire time. Rewind that back again. And it'll be me when I was homeless in all these places. You needed one case. And so during the 4 years Joe Biden's administration, we watched me on the streets of America. Okay, police kind of got the wrong idea. Where maybe, you know, not in this city because they're cool most of the time, but in some places of America, they think they are supposed to hurt somebody